Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from Papeterie de Choix, and welcome to Thorough Thursday. Today's project is a little bit in depth, and so I'm going to possibly introduce an alternative for a couple of these things, but let me show you what I've done here. The first thing, hold on, I've got another piece here. The first thing I did was did the fake vellum with this print out of a lily of the valley. Sprayed a piece of lace with some of my DIY alcohol ink, and then just did a little crisscross sewing and sewed it in the top. It's just a pocket pouch, and I will put a link in the description to the video where I made this. Or made a seed packet envelope, because that's what I did here, except I just cut the top off instead of putting a flap on it. And then I decorated it with an authentic postcard from November 25th, 1907, that I'm sure I picked up in a antique store somewhere. Dear Hallie, received your card, glad you are all well. We haven't moved yet. We are all well, with love to you all. Nana Mamo, that's what it says. And it goes to Miss Hallie Snyder, Hannah, perhaps, West Virginia. And then it has something, and then I think it's like a rural route number. Anyway, that's the postcard, and it was postmarked in Rockwood, Pennsylvania. I think that's a wood here, Pennsylvania. Anyway, I thought that was pretty. And then I downloaded a couple of public domain manuscript letters, whatever. This one's dated 1909, just as plain copy paper, and I just sprayed it with the coffee ink. I've got a couple, they're not in this particular batch, but I've got a couple that I'm going to put on my Buy Me a Coffee that you can download for free, that will be in the project coming up. So this is just a couple of vintage, in this case, dress patterns and whatnot. And then I just made this little pocket, made this tag. All of this that you see here, this little folio thing, this tag, and this little folio thing come from 112 by 12. And then in here we have a couple of fake vintage. I mean, it's from a real document, but I just printed it and put some coffee dye on it. So here's another one, just to make the writing space. So what I'm calling this is a pocket full of memories, I believe is what I made this back in November, and just never got to share it in one of the projects I was doing then. So I finally am doing it, and I've forgotten some of the details that I used to make it. So and then this these two ties here, I found this huge tassel, had a couple of pieces like broken and torn. I think I paid like $1 for this, so I just use it every once in a while to take something off of for the decoration. So that's what I did on this was just a cut off some of this for the decoration. And so let's see if I can put this now back together the way that I had it. So I thought the postcard looked really good in the back because you can see it through like this. And just to give it like you know, if somebody way back in the day was keeping some stuff, you know, some precious documents or something like that that they wanted to keep, and they just had it in a torn envelope, something along that line. That's kind of what I was going for here. So that's the project. I'm going to make it out of this piece of 12 by 12, which is the same paper pack as this. It comes from Hobby Lobby, and it's called Ephemera. But the other thing that I found in a thrift store, antique store not long ago, this is a pack of calligraphy parchment paper, and it has some pink. This is some like aqua, and you can barely tell the difference, but here's some green, which is what I'm going to be using. And then this yellowy gold, and then some white, and then it has these practice sheets on it here also. So I'm going to be using some of the green with this piece of paper to create some of the ephemera. Now, I realize that not everybody has a printer or has access to online stuff, so my thought is that I would use a portion of this paper pad to create the pocket, and then the rest to do some of the ephemera as an alternative to the fake vellum. But I will still put the link to this and whatever other links that are necessary for what is in this project. I'll put that in the description, so you can click on that and do that if you want to do it that way. So let me get my workstation set up here, and we will get on with the project. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with, I want this image here to be a similar image to this one, but I'm going to make it a tag instead of a booklet, since this is on the left and it would fold backwards. So basically I'm just going to cut this into journaling cards, tags. I might have a folding thing like this. There's no measuring, you just decide what size you want. Now this pocket is 4 inches across, and that I'm going to keep so that everything fits within it. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I wish that my paper cutter did fit the whole thing inside the camera, but it doesn't, so I'll just have to do the best I can here. But oh, and also this was white. I backed this with some craft paper just to give it a little bit more body. But you can see there's a little line here, and it's sort of, it don't exactly line up here, but I'm going to use this line as my guide to cut this piece of paper, or this part. And we'll lay that aside, and let me go ahead and cut this down. I think I'll come right across that line right there. Now you can make this pocket any height that you want. I made this one we'll call it 5 3/4. But this one might end up being a little shorter, but then again it might not. So if I use this for a guide, yeah, this would be shorter. So the pocket that I make will probably be shorter. But basically you just want to make a pocket and stuff it. And I'm just letting the paper that I'm going to use guide the size of the things that I make. So that's where you know, you can kind of let your imagination and everything flow. So there's the pocket that I'm starting with. Now I'm gonna do something a little, it might seem a little strange here, but let me get my scoreboard. I knew I had it here close. So here's what I got in mind. This is almost as wide as that, and it would fit. But I've got I colored these up just a few minutes ago, and I'm going to rip the edges still. And so this I have this up for sale in one of my digital packs. It's an old dry goods notions and all that, and I'm just going to rip the edges on it. I used coffee ink, tea ink, and then a little bit of the yellow ochre just to give it some old staining. And then I have this. This is actually two pieces of ephemera I printed on one sheet, so I'll be ripping that in half. I accidentally printed it on one 10-pound cardstock paper, and so this will go in the giveaway for that's coming up at the end of the month. So this will go in there. So anyway, let me put these to the side and get my head back on straight. So what I have in mind is I'm going to make a fold line, or a two folds right down the edge, and narrow this pocket up, and then let them fold in, and then that will end up being a little holder for one of these documents. So let's see if I can put my money where my mouth is, as the saying goes. So if I do 3/4, I'm going to get the edge of her skirt. I really don't want to do that. And a 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to go 5/8 so that I have plenty of room, if I can hold it still. So 5/8 there, and I'm going to flip it around so I can get the same thing on the other side. That one's also 5/8, which is the mark after 1/2 inch. Okay, now I'm going to fold that this way and fold that this way. So now I've got this narrow little tag, or it will be here shortly. So I'm going to press this just to get those, well, you know what, let's do this instead. As you see, I press everything with the iron, but using a bone folder don't hurt either. Okay, let me set this to the side. Let's see if it'll let me. Oh, yes, but barely. Okay, put that in there, and hope that I have enough ink, because I used the rest of it a few minutes ago when I did those. Let's see, I was going to curve that bottom just a little bit too, so let me do that before I forget. This one is like super sharp compared to that other one. Okay, much. Slow down, Rebecca, slow down. For some reason I've got it in my head that video is going to take a long time, and so subconsciously trying to hurry, and what I need to do is just slow down. That's what I need to do, is just slow down. Okay, so let me do that, that, and then I'm going to ink these little parts. And I know this might not make any sense just yet, but it will shortly. Okay. Now, I'm going to glue just the bottom here and here. Just like that. And I'm going to go press it because otherwise it'll take forever for that glue to dry. Okay, let me move some of this stuff around so I don't get in my own way. I redid my tabletop here, so it's about 4 inches lower than it was, and it's let's do this one. And so, but I also was able to expand it by almost a foot, about 8 to 10 inches. And so, so that was a good thing. So I'm just gonna, now these black marks, they printed because I left them on there when I created the digital. But the rest of it is all from where I inked it up a little earlier. Now, let's set that to the side. And I'm just going to do part of it will come off. I don't know if this will tear straight or not. Good enough. I don't mind that roughed edge. I actually like that roughed edge. And I'm kind of thinking I'm going to come in here and just bring that a little closer and see if I can get a little bit rougher edge. Yeah. I find when I pull it straight, it tends to give me a rougher edge. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let me run a little ink just around that slightly, just enough to give it a little definition. Now sometimes I wrinkle them up, but I'm not going to do it in this video since I'm going to be folding these anyway. But it would look good that way to be all wrinkled up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little tag here, and it's almost 2.5. So basically, I want to make fold this up so that it's just a little bit more than 2 1/4, but not more than 2 1/2 3/8. So it can't be more than that, and I'm going to see what that ends up being. I think that'll be fine. And then let's have this. Just before I actually put the fold in it, I want to see how that's going to work there. I think I'll just go ahead and fold it right in half, like so. I am going to run just a tad of ink along that fold line. And now I'm going to slide that right in there. Give it a good tuck down. And there we go. And that way it slides in and out like that. So, yay, that works. Now, I need to still put a hole in it. Let me just kind of get an idea where the top of that paper is. It don't hurt if it's just a little bit below it. Just a slight smidgen. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go any lower. I would have got the top of her bonnet. Okay. Now I am not going to put a reinforcer on that because that will interfere with her thing, but I am going to go find a piece of ribbon, so I will be right back. Well, my scrap ribbon is getting low, so I don't know that I want to use that, so we'll come back to that. Okay, so for now, we're just going to stick this right back down in here and put it to the side and go on to another piece. Now, here we can make some journaling cards. And I'm going to, again, just letting the paper guide the sizes that I make it. I'm going to go there. That's a little one. And then go, where did that line go? There it is. Well, yeah, I guess I will go that one, which is the first one I looked at, I think, actually. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do these and just dock the corner just slightly. Oops. Okay, and then we'll do this one. So basically, in making something like this, just if you have a 12 by 12 that's got like a, a collage element on it, just pick out the part you want to show off, and then just kind of use the rest of it for cards and pockets and that sort of thing. And before you know it, you've got a whole little, all the ingredients for a little folio or a pocket full of stuff like this one. So yeah. Sometimes you have to look at papers for a little bit to figure out what it is exactly you're going to do with them to utilize them at the best for the paper and the best for whatever project you've got in mind. Okay. And I figure if I kind of do these as I go, then when I'm ready to assemble it, it'll just, go much easier and faster. That's my thought anyway. Who knows what actually happens. Okay, we'll put those to the side. Now we've got this that we need to make a little I want to make a little folder from, and I need it to be just a tad less than 4 inches. I'd like to go for around that 3 3/4, and if I do 3 1/2, then that would be 7. So I need to look at between 7 and 7 1/2 inches. So I'm just going to kind of see how things would go. Okay. So now the next thing is how tall am I going to make this thing. I'm tempted to use this line right here and go kind of right across through there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Right across through there, we'll use that, we'll cut that up into tags and stuff. And then we will come in here at 6, I believe I said. I was going to do it right on that mark, which is 6 1/4, or just a touch over. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, I actually want the fold. I like to have the fold in the middle, but I didn't do that. Did I? No, I didn't. That would still work. But look, it's the same height, ain't it? And I wanted her head to stick out. Ha! We're going to do this instead. Sorry I'm being so indecisive. But I guess that's what happens when you just kind of what my husband calls shooting from the hip. This is the way I did the other one. I just kept working with it till I got it the way I wanted it. So this is sort of the same thing. I don't want to cut that butterfly in half, but oh well, here we go. And the one good thing about papers like this is that it doesn't matter which way you do them, they'll all work out. Now, also the good thing about this is that if I'm using that as a guide, then I can actually fold this up and get 3 out of it, or make a like a little trifold and still put the tag in. So we're gonna do three. Let me think about this now, just for a second. This will be the flap over, and this will be the flap over that way. So I'm going to do this. I want to make sure it has plenty of room. So I'm going to do it at 5 1/2 here. Let's fold it and see what we've got. And then I'm going to do it at 3 here. That way, do that way, and then that can fit right in there, and there's our little folio. Now, with a strip off of this one, I believe I can make a little pocket, or I can make a little pocket right here for this to go in. So let's cut a strip. Get my ducks in a row. I know you think I'm just all over the place this evening and probably would not be off the mark with it. Alright. 1 inch. 1 inch is quite a bit. There. Let me see. I don't think it needs to be 1 whole inch. But I'll stay still. Still trying to... I don't have that much to balance it with at the top. Go back over there slightly. There we go. Good enough. Now, aha, here we go. Straighten it up slightly. Now we're going to ink this, and we're just going to forget about the other two for the minute, because that can totally be something separate altogether. Alright, let's do this again. So down the sides, and across the bottom. Okay. Much better. Alright. See there? Perfect. All I needed was just enough to hold that in place. That's all I needed. That can go that way and that can go that way. And we can add a little thing here and another little pocket there, but it won't be that little narrow thing. So there's that. And I think I'm going to round these corners. Well, my battery died right in the middle of what I was doing, so let me see if I can get back on track here. So this is just the little booklet that's going to go in the front, or that will be like the take the place of the pouch on the other one. Unless I use that other piece, which I could do. Okay. Alright. So we're going to put that in there. And then these journaling cards can fit in here, and I will attach them after I've got some other pieces made. Now, what is my light doing over here? Oh. Okay. Alright. So, what else do we have? I can make this a tag. Where's my other punch? We'll make that a tag like that, and round those little corners. Yeah, I think I'll find some lace to go in these to when I make the holes. Okay. Now, one and a quarter, be 5/8 right there. Kinda close enough. Okay, that can go over there. Now this might be a good piece to put down the side. Yeah. To put this little, to put some of this ephemera in. Let's see if there's enough for 2 of these. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to cut right along that pencil mark I made there, which was 4 3/16. Let's see if I can do that again. 4 and well, that ain't gonna work, is it? Okay. Well, it's not long enough. That's okay. I could put it on this side instead, since it's longer. That's what we will do. Let's round those corners. Ink it up around through here. We got the Eiffel Tower as part of our decoration. Okay, and then we're gonna put some glue down. Oh, this is the corner I didn't quite make it. That's a good thing I'm using this to make it a little pocket. I forgot to turn my glue back up. Okay. Now, it's gonna go around through here, down this side, as close to that edge as possible, and make sure I got this thing turned the right way. Okay, I'm going to press it. I'll be right back. Now let's see what journaling cards we've got that will fit in here. That one will. And that one will too. So let's put this one in first and see if we can. I've got this little one. Let's do kind of that. That's going to be close. So it might be that they all three go in this one. And then I do something else over here. So we're getting there a little bit by a little bit. So there we go for that one. And I don't really want to put a tag in the back, but I could, depending on what else we do. Now that's kind of cute. I like that. I'm going to take this idea and do something else with it. Not in this project, but in another project. Okay, so I can take this and round the edges. Which way do I want to do it though? This way. Around those edges. I wonder if I shouldn't cut it down a little bit. But I'm going to leave it. That way it matches the other side. Okay. Now, glue, where did you go? I used that purple glue, and as you can see, it didn't hold. You know what? I think I'm going to take the rest of that purple glue and put it in the donate and go back to my regular glue. I'm tired of it not working. So we're going to put that little piece there. Did I get it right? Okay. Let me come up just a touch with it. Alright, hit it with the iron. Now, I am going to take this one right here and just see if it will fit. No. Close, but no cigar. So let's put that back in there. And that might be where this comes in. I think so. Alright, here we go. Let's tear this. Put her in the spot. So let's do that. Do that. I know I tore it already, but I want to give it just a little bit of a more ragged edge. Sort of like that, but not quite. I find when I'm tearing, if I come out just slightly, it'll give me a few little peaks there that just help it give it a little bit of just a more raggedy look. Okay. Hit this with a little ink. And like I said, this one and the other one that I put in the tag already, I will have on my buy me a coffee site. I don't know that I'll have it on there at the actual uploading of this video, but I will have it on. I'm doing this video Wednesday night for the Thursday video, so if I don't have it on with this video, I will have it on by Thursday evening. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We're going to fold this and don't I'll follow on now. I'll take just a little bit more off of it, but I don't think it'll fit if I do that. So I'm going to go this way with it. And then I like that side better, so I'm going to go now this way with it. Just a little bit of ink. Along those fold lines. And then we're going to tuck that right, let's do it this way, right in there. I'll get it figured out in a minute. I'm going to do it that way. Now it is close, but it should fold. Come on now. Alright. Well, I didn't think we was going to get there, but we did. Okay, so there's one little folio that is finished. Now, the other one had one big piece, and that's what I want to use this one for. So I am going to tear the edge of this down, but I'm going to try to keep it big because it'll be one big writing piece. So let's see if I can. Yeah. So I like that uneven edge like that. And I'm going to take this one right below that dotted line and try to do the same thing. But like I have learned, paper has a grain to it just like fabric does. And in one direction it'll tear very easily, and the other one it really won't. So you just kind of have to work with it a little bit. So that's not bad. That's a raggedy, alright. And then okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Yep, so this is definitely going across the grain, not with the grain. Okay, let's do a little bit of ink, if possible, along those torn edges. Where it's torn and you can see the layers of the paper, it takes the ink pretty good. I really like this, using this yellow ochre color in here. I'm going to mix up some more and make sure I use that on some more old paper. That's something that I need to make a bunch of. I'm running out of my coffee dyed paper to use the signatures and stuff like that. Alrighty. Now we've got this little piece left, and we've got this tag. So it might be that this is it, because the only other thing I have is these two little scraps, unless I'm missing something somewhere. So let me double check nope, this is it. So it might very well be other than this. And what I could do is score that right down the middle. Okay, 6 1/4. And I need to give this room to expand. So, oops, I hit my light. So if I use that 1/4 inch as the what I use to expand, let me think. So I could just do it this way. See where the middle is, and then score it on each side of that. Alright, we're going to score it at 3 and at 3 1/4, and that will give us a little bitty spine to hold the thickness of this. If I did that right, let's do it that way, then do it that way. Put that in there like that. That will work. Hot diggity dog. The only thing that I want to do now is I want to take off this right through this line right here and then glue that down here as a little pocket. So let's move this, bring this back in, and I think probably right there along that, there's a little tiny line there that's in the paper, and I'm going to use it as a guide. Or at least that's the plan. Okay. And now because I've got score lines in there, I know exactly where to cut these off. So I'm going to do that one just, let's do it this way. Just outside that score line on that side, and then again on this side. And ink. And my little ink pad come out of my little thing. I know it's getting dry. It's saying, feed me, I'm dry. I'm thirsting to death. And I'm saying, you have to wait till I get through filming because the ink is up in the cabinet and I can't open it because the camera's in the way. Yeah. So... Alright, let me... losing my mind. Alright, let's not trim, but clip these corners. I really need some ink. Let's see if there's just a drop left in this. I believe there is. It literally is just a drop, but that's all I need. Well, it might have been 3 drops, but... it's working better, and that's what counts at the moment, right? Okay, let's put a little bit on that little fold, and a little bit on that little fold, and get my, yeah, this way. Glue, glue, and more glue. And I'm just gonna, I'm just gluing the outside edge and the bottom. I'm gonna leave the inside unglued. And hope, you know what, I forgot to cut the corner. Duh. Okay. Alright. Let's do that part again. Alright. Let's play with the full deck. How about it? Okay, so there's one. And let's get that one done now. And this edge and the bottom. And put the lid on this thing. Oops. And I hope you can see. I think this is one of the first times or at least in a long time, that I've crafted with just a mess in front of me, because I usually don't so much. So, alright, let me now just hit the inside of this a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm going to hit this with the iron. Okay, we're getting close to the end. Now, what I'm going to do with this one, see which one will work the best. Yeah, I'm going to put that in there. Put that in there. I might end up actually moving that one little tag. Okay, so for this one now, I want it to stick up like this one does. So I might actually put it behind it. If I double it in half, it's going to be shorter then, and I'd like for it to be a little taller, but this might be too tall this way. So I could just fold it part of the way, about like that. Okay. So we're going to fold this way. Hit just a little bit of ink across there. And then roughly a third. And then the rest of it might actually that works. Not bad. Now let's just put a little ink on the edge, just where it has that creased look, just slightly. Okay, now this might not fit in here. Nope, it won't. And it won't fit in there either. So let's see if it'll go in here. I believe it will. Oh, yes. No, it won't. Because it's just a little too wide. Now, all I need is like 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to bring this in just a little bit. There. I don't know if that actually helped or not. Oh my goodness, look how close that is. Well, this is one of those vintage documents that got folded a lot in its bygone days, so that it would fit in whatever the person was trying to put it in. Oh my goodness. Okay. We are going to, yay. It's a little tight, but it'll go. That can go right in there. That's there, and that's there. And that is there. Or I could, since it is a little thicker, I could make it work there. Put that tag on top of it. Or I could put that tag behind her. But I really wanted it in this, I think. Okay. There we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go find some lace for these 2 tags and a little tie to close it with, and we will call it done. Okay, I'll be right back. While I was looking for the lace, I remembered that I forgot to put some of this green paper in, so I just hit the edges. I took up one piece and cut it, or not cut it, but tore it into 4 pieces, and then hit the edge with that coffee tea yellow ochre mixture, and it soaked it up just like immediately, and so I just dried them. And so we're going to work these in to this little booklet right here. So I'm going to take 2 of them, if they will cooperate with me, and fold them long ways. And by chance, looky there. I don't really like that though, because it sticks up above the hole. So we're going to scrap that idea and just put them behind here on that. I got some this sort of, it's not exactly cream, it's not 100% sure exactly what to call it. Kind of a, it's not exactly a mushroom brown either. Let's cut that one this way, and then cut another one. And I think this one we're going to tie it in a little bowish thing, I think. Kind of gives her bonnet a different look, doesn't it? Pull that side just a tad. Okay. Well, here we go. Let's slide that back in there. Close that over that way and that over that way. And then we have this little tag that we're going to do the same thing with. Just a little bowish type thing. Bowish, I don't know if bowish is a word, but that can go in there like that, and then these two, yeah, I'm going to fold these this way. Put them behind that butterfly. Actually, I'm going to put the fold at the inside, and then the card that way. And I'm going to just put that then in there like that. And I don't know if it'll take all I have left, but I'm going to give myself about that much, and I'm going to go around it. If I can get it unhung from all this trash I got over here. 3 times. And there, tie this in just a little single little thing that will hold it, and there we go. It's not exactly like the other one, but it is an alternative using scrapbook paper instead of a fake vellum pocket for anyone that either can't do a digital print or can't do the vellum that way. So yeah, it's definitely smaller, but it's still the same concept. It's that vintage pocket full of memories. So let me clean off my area here, and we'll take a look at them just a little bit closer. Okay, so we've got kind of a big packet of memories and letters and such, and then I had this little bag that I thought I'd pop it into and see if I liked it. I had this one, and then I had this green one that I was going to use, but that green is just not quite the same green, so I think the brown looks better, plus the green's a little too big, I think. So what we ended up with on the inside is a little paper booklet first and foremost, we have a paper booklet. Let's look at this again. I don't know. If some of that green was on the outside, I'd use it, but it's not, so I won't. So we have some green paper and some journaling cards. A big journaling card with the vintage paper and a tag, and then this little booklet. And then in this one, we have more journaling cards, a tag with this on the back, and then this piece of vintage ephemera, and then a piece of vintage ephemera in here. So, other than the two little pieces that are ripped off, I used the whole 12 by 12 to make this little project. So if you have a 12 by 12 or any other size for that matter, and it has patterns and designs and whatnot on it, just use the paper, the scenes on the paper as the guide to cut out some, make, pockets, tags, and the little folios and that sort of thing. And you can come up with all kinds of different variations of the same little project. So, sorry I was kind of all over the place there for a minute. I didn't quite have all my ducks in a row. I had one that kept kind of scurrying off and I had to keep pulling it back. But anyway, we got through it. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon.